What is it to be a man in today's age? We're told by these pastors and non believers, whatever, how to be a man. But what does the Bible actually say? These pastors tell you don't keep the commandments, just have faith. Is that what the men in the Bible did? These pastors tell you have one wife, 3 or 4 kids, maybe. Is that what the men in the Bible did? No. The men in the Bible, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, David, kept the commandments of God, had faith in God, were warriors, were billionaires equivalent in today's money. And they kept his commandments, and they kept his commandments, and they kept his Torah. David charged to Solomon, this is David on his deathbed, and this is what he told Solomon when he gave the reins of the kingdom to Solomon. This is how you be a man. Listen up. 1 Kings 2:2. I'm going the way of all the earth. Be strong, therefore, and show yourself a man. Keep the charge of the Lord your God, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes, his commandments, his ordinances, and his testimonies, according to what is written in the law of Moses, that you may succeed in all that you do and wherever you turn. According to what is written in the law of Moses. Jesus, Peter, Paul, they all did that. Yet your pastor tells you, do not do that. These pastors are telling you not to be a man. Not to follow in the footsteps of Yeshua. Sorry to burst your bubble, Yeshua kept Torah. And if he taught differently, he would be a false prophet according to Torah. Same as Peter and Paul. They would be false prophets if they taught contradictory to the law. And they did not. They all kept Torah. Yet these pastors that are sitting on the pulpit, they barely have one wife. Barely do 20 push-ups. They aren't men according to the Bible. You need to be keeping Torah. The law of Moses. These are commandments from God. That's how you walk in the footsteps of Jesus. What did he do? Bare minimum was keeping the law. He went above and beyond. You gotta have a good heart as well and faith. But you need regiment, you need law, you need guidance in your life. And that is all in the Old Testament. And that's what these pastors tell you to throw out. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, these men and David were very fit, ready for war, rich men with wives and concubines, a bunch of offspring. In today's term, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob were the equivalent of billionaires. They operated like modern corporate CEOs or independent heads of state. Abraham fully funded a private security force of 318 trained men. Go find that in the Old Testament where he did that. David. Go look at all the conquests of David. Joshua taking over the promised land. These men were men of war. Yet these pastors tell you, be a pacifist. Bend over. Take it. Turn the other cheek. They don't even know what that means. Okay? It means do not repay evil with evil. but you can exact out Torah, meaning if you have unbelievers committing atrocities, okay, go read what Torah says about what you can do to them. Go see what Joshua did to them. Go see what David did to them. Go see what the men in the Bible did. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, what did they do? They didn't bend over. All right, I'm telling you that right now. And Jesus, he ain't gonna bend over either. Go read Revelations. He's coming back with the army, a sword. And you will be a part of that sword. You'll be caught up in heaven. All right? Yet, these pastors tell you, no. Turn the other cheek. Let your country be taken over. Be a weak man. Don't have money. Be poor. Have one wife. Have 2 or 3 kids. Okay. Well, you got to have at least 3 just to repopulate. Yet, how many sons and daughters were the men in the Bible having? I mean, Jacob had at least 12 sons, not including daughters. Go read some of the other kings. Gideon had what, like 40 offspring? Can't do that with one woman. How many did David have? Solomon? 2 or 3 ain't cutting it. And if you take a couple Proverbs 31 women, that's how you start a company and start making some real money. These pastors have no idea what it is to be a man. I.e., back to 1 Kings 2:2. What did David tell Solomon? How to be a man. Walk in his ways. Keep his statutes, commandments, his ordinances, his testimonies, according to what is written in the law of Moses. Yet these pastors, they tell you, throw it out. Don't keep it. Well, that's not how you be a man. Keep the ancient path. Do what the men that were called perfect and righteous, do what they did. Copy what they did. If you do what they did, I mean, even Paul says, do what I do because I have Jesus. So, and same as all the patriarchs. I mean, you have a template. Not even a template. You have literally the instructions. You have the golden goose egg on how to be a man. All you gotta do is open up the book and read it. Stop listening to these false pastors that don't know the difference between a man and a woman. They don't know the responsibilities. They think we're equal, etc., etc., etc. I think that's all I have to say about that. Got any questions? Let me know.